Welcome to Previously On, a podcast series created to help you through some of the most complex yet brilliant television ever made. Game of Thrones, Season 6, Episode 8, No One. In Braavos, Arya is in a bad way. Wounded and bleeding from the attack by the waif, she waits backstage in Lady Crane's dressing room, the lady she was supposed to poison. Lady Crane stitches her wound, telling her she mutilated Bianca's face. That's the actress who ordered the poisoning. Arya says she plans to travel west to see the edge of the world. In the Riverlands, an axe-wielding hound strides towards the group from the Brotherhood Without Banners who took part in the village massacre, killing them all and getting his taste for blood back. Over the sea in Meereen, Varys prepares to leave on a secret mission to find allies and ships for Daenerys' cause. Lancel Lannister heads a group of Faith militants sent to bring Cersei from the Red Keep to the High Sparrow, who's now calling himself the High Septon. She refuses and is told the alternative is violence. Cersei rather predictably chooses violence, and the Mountain tears a militant man's head off with his bare hands, at which point the rest of the group wisely leg it. At the siege of Riverrun, Brienne spots Jaime and the pair are reunited. As they talk, Bronn catches up with Podrick outside and begins to teach him a few dirtier tricks of combat. Brienne tells Jaime she's come to recruit the Blackfish and the Tully army to retake Winterfell for Sansa. She offers to negotiate to try and get him to give up Riverrun. Jaime says she's got until nightfall. Before she leaves, Brienne tells him should she fail to convince the Blackfish, she's honour bound to fight for Sansa's kin, the Tullys. Inside Riverrun, the proposal is rejected. He reads the letter from Sansa, but tells Brienne he doesn't have enough men to help and that Riverrun is his home, so if Jaime wants it, he'll have to take it from him. Brienne asks Podrick to send a raven to Sansa with news of her failure. In King's Landing, Cersei is told there's a royal announcement taking place in the throne room, but is barred from standing alongside her son, King Tommen, and sent to watch from the sidelines. Tommen announces a date for Cersei and Loras's trial and says that trial by combat is to be outlawed, scuppering Cersei's guaranteed victory with the Mountain. The mysterious Qyburn whispers to Cersei that the rumour his little birds have investigated for her is much more than just a rumour. The atmosphere in Meereen is jovial as Tyrion enjoys a drink and a few jokes with Missandei and Grey Worm. However, their laughter is cut short when a fleet of ships sent by the Masters begins attacking the city. In the siege tents outside Riverrun, Jaime visits his prisoner Edmure Tully and presents him with an ultimatum. Help Jaime, or his newborn son will be catapulted over the walls. Edmure wisely approaches the gates of the castle and announces himself as the natural lord of Riverrun. The guards open the gates despite the Blackfish warning otherwise. Once inside, Edmure commands his men to surrender the castle to Jaime and that the Blackfish be found and put in chains ready for the frays. The Blackfish helps Brienne and Podrick escape by boat, but decides to stay and fight to his death. Meereen is under attack. Tyrion, Missandei and Grey Worm argue about how they should defend the city when Daenerys walks in, Drogo having landed on top of the Great Pyramid. In the Riverlands, the Hound catches up with Thoros and Dondarrion. They've captured the brothers involved in the massacre and have them strung up for hanging. The Hound is allowed to hang two of the men himself and is later asked to join the Brotherhood who plan to head north and fight the White Walkers. In Braavos, as Arya sleeps, Lady Crane is killed by a young man who appears behind her. Arya investigates and walks into the waif standing over the body. She tells Arya she's there to kill her and Arya runs. The waif chases her through the streets of Braavos until she corners her in a little room. Arya draws Needle from its hiding place and extinguishes the single candle before killing the waif in what must now be familiar darkness. She places the waif's severed head into the Hall of Faces to be found by Jaqen. He tells her that finally a girl is no one. She replies that actually she's Arya Stark of Winterfell and she is going home, mate. Thanks for listening. Hope it's been helpful. Listen, if you've enjoyed this, I would love it if you subscribed. We've got loads more shows where this came from, and we'd love you to join us for them. If you know someone who needs to get up to speed with Thrones, just send them our way. A 5-star review wherever you get your podcasts from would also be absolutely fantastic. If you've got any feedback, have I pronounced a name wrong? I hope I haven't. Or ideas for a show that we should be covering? We'll almost certainly be doing the big ones, but you never know, there may be others that we've missed. Let us know. I'd love to hear from you over on Twitter. You can find us at Previous Podcast, or just email us hello@previouslyon.co.uk. Previously On is presented by Jamie East and is a Daft Doris production.